Welcome once again. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party during the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, yesterday addressed a press conference in Abuja, the nation's capital. Obi used the medium to call on President Bola Tinubu to come out and clarify the controversy surrounding his identity and academic records at the Chicago State University, which he has said has brought international embarrassment to Nigeria.
Well, Peter Obi maintained that the people deserve to know for a certainty the true identity of their leader, and this overrides whatever rights he may have to personal privacy. We're joined this morning by Labour Party's National Publicity Secretary, Obiora. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Let's start off first. My question would be, why the press briefing? I mean, we did see a press briefing by the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. Now we also saw that of Labour Party. Is there any reason why this press conference was indeed called for?
Yes, you are aware that the nation is passing through a serious challenge. Nigerians are not happy how things are going in Nigeria. Ever since the February 26th presidential election, the polity has been in turmoil, and we are still not clear the air of the legitimacy of this present regime. And it's important that Nigeria know who is their president and give him all the respect and support that he deserves, really deserves as the president. But as it were, a lot of things are coming up, things that are not very pleasant to the minds of Nigeria and international community. And I think it is now quite proper for whoever that is on the throne to come out clearly and clear the air on some of those things that we have stated yesterday, particularly where you were born, when you were born, the primary school you attended, the secondary school you attended, if any, the university you attended, the certificate you have, the NYSC you attended, your primary assignment, where you serve. So these things are they are not, a big thing. These things can be cleared within 2-3 minutes. And so that people will know where we stand on the personality of who is the president of this country. So that is why it became imperative that we address the press conference. Because it's been more than 1 week that the CSU came up with that
Deposition. All right.
Deposition.
Yeah. All right. So kindly hold on.
We really did not want to say much. But when we have been living in denial and identity theft, it's not good for us, it's not good for Nigeria, it's not good for our young community. Recently you recall the young girl in Anambra State that falsified the results and how everyone in Nigeria came up trying to vilify. But we have people in bigger places, bigger authorities that have similar, if not worse, situation.
All right. And of course, it's centered around the press conference given yesterday by former Anambra State Governor and Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. Mr. Ifoh, I want you to go on with, the necessity of the press conference, mostly because there are those who say that, it didn't really hold, much weight. He wasn't demanding the resignation of the president. He was simply asking for clarity. And so I've seen a bit of criticism, saying that he should have demanded maybe, or he should have asked for, a lot stronger, made stronger demands basically of the president. Do you agree with that?
No, I really do not agree with that. Simply because we move from step 1 to step 2. The case is already in the Supreme Court. And we do not want to preempt what will happen at the Supreme Court. It is incumbent on the Supreme Court to interpret the do some clarifications on what the tribunal did. So would you want all the life of our candidates is still a question of method, takes things in his stride, He doesn't want to jump the gun. So when he was the governor in Anambra State, you recall, he had similar issues and he went through all the halls, judicial halls, and he got the judgment, he got the justice he deserved. And we're believing that this will be a similar situation here. If you don't want to join the bandwagon of asking for it, we are simply asking. Remember that we are not even the party that went to the CSC or went to court asking for that. We are only interested party that, just like you and I, and every other Nigerian that is interested in knowing the true identity of our leaders. And we simply want to know who is Mr. Tinubu, what is his training. There are a lot of stories that he came from Osun State. We want to know. There is nothing wrong. And if there are areas that has made mistake, we have fought there to go and swear affidavit down, like the offense. We are not fighting dirty. We don't know what, we don't think it is necessary to fight the job. We need to call for resignation of anybody. Well, because there is a first step that will determine if he is indeed the winner of that.
Well, now that the press conference, has been carried out, Mr. Peter Obi is asking a few questions, which, of course, Nigerians are indeed in the know, especially following the CSU deposition. But how does Labour Party aim to get the president to indeed speak? Because many were expecting that after PDP was done with their press release, the president will indeed come forth and say, you know what, it is high time I address this issue. And now we have Mr. Peter Obi doing that. Is this as a result of ensuring that this situation is heated up so much so that the president will have no other choice than to speak? Do recall that the president has said that he's one who doesn't speak much, but has people who speak for him.
No, in this situation, we do not think that people should speak for him. If you listen to the press conference yesterday, our presidential candidate was asked the question, and he, on his own, gave a clear picture about himself. When he was born, his real name, of course, his name is Peter Gregory, but he has an Igbo name. Yesterday he said it. He said where he went to primary school, where he went to secondary school. It doesn't take a professor to do this. It's only when you have something that you're hiding from Nigerians that you will now begin to deploy from people to speak for you. We watched campaign. Mr. Tinubu speaks. He spoke during the campaign. He went to UK, and spoke. And he has spoken so many fora, so that are even a lot more cumbersome to speak. But in this situation, all he needed to do is tell Nigerians who he is, who actually is. That doesn't need third person. Have you ever seen Trump or Biden speak? Authoritatively with the presidential candor, you tell Nigerians who you are. You don't need a third party to speak, unless there is something fishy, something that hiding. And the Nigerians will not tolerate that. We don't take it.
Okay.
To take Nigerians like that.
All right. I also want you to quickly react to, a news report or news story that I saw about an APC Igbo group under the aegis of Omaleguoku Progressive Initiative, OPI, Igbo Kwenu for Asiwaju Shatima, cautioning the Labour Party's candidate Peter Obi to wait his turn to rule the country, insisting that it was an insult for Obi to have called out President Bola Tinubu. There's a person, the global president of the group, Mrs. Ginika Tor, I don't know what that name is, said she was disappointed in Peter Obi for his action. So I want your quick reactions to that. The APC Igbo group, that is in question here. asking that Peter Obi.
I am very sure you just heard about that name for the very first time. We're even finding it difficult to pronounce the name, and I can assure you there are many other fictitious groups, faceless groups that will be sponsored being everything for things that have these days in Nigeria. You find a little cash for some people. They can sell anybody for say anything you want them to say. In this country that we said, you saw prophets and bishops wearing a mechanics that turn themselves to bishops and prophets. It's also in this country that you see multiple names. They've all fizzled out. And we are not disturbed or distracted by this because we know they are not genuine people. They were born to say what they say. Most Nigerians are interested. We don't want to lose the ball. We are most interested in knowing who is Tinubu. And that is just that. So in the days to come, we are aware that a lot of people have been paid to come up to do such shenanigans. And in Labour Party, we are not distracted and will not spend our time to respond to such irrelevance.
Okay. What if there's no response from the APC, no response at all? And what's the next step for Labour Party?
The next step is exactly what we are doing. We know the people that are there. We know there's a cost in the West. And they are finding a way to, escape the West. And we keep on using, like yours to let them know that Nigerians are waiting. Nigerians are waiting. And this is not about APC or Labour Party. It's about every Nigerian, including you and I. We're entitled to know the background of our leaders. We're entitled to know what they have done in life. Some people say they work for oil companies, and the same oil company are afraid that they don't have any such name. I mean, we are too great a nation. Nigeria is the most populous Black African nation, so we should have identity. And where the leader lacks integrity, it shows in every other Nigerian. I'm sure you are aware in UK today, as of 2 days ago, the nurses in the UK who are Nigerians are asked to go back and refile their papers, bring out their true identity. It's a ripple effect of having a leader who does not have an identity. And before you know it, we go across all over the world. Nigerians will fish out. We will become fraudulent people. And we don't need this. We do not really need this. We need a leadership that is transparent, that is known, that has an address, that has a name, that has all it takes to be a leader. We are lacking that. And we are saying it's not fair, it's not proper for Nigeria. Please tell us. It doesn't take 2 minutes. Tell us yesterday, if you have not gotten it, His Excellency that will be published his full CV, all the schools he went, all the Cambridges and Ivy University he went, and make sure that they appeared. And he just did. And the courses he went to take in all those places. I mean, that is what is called a true leader. The other day, the other presidential candidate of the other big political party, some people say that he didn't have that he said that he wired answered for this. He came out immediately. That is what is called true leadership. Came out immediately and gave clarification on what happened. So we are begging, we are asking every minister to ask the leader, because the leader that is there to tell us who he is really. Nigerians don't know. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Away from Peter Obi's case, maybe we'll stop by there again. But, I also want you to speak on Labour Party's preparations, mostly in Imo State and other places that it is going to be contesting elections. There's also going to be a rerun of elections here in Etiosa, in Lagos State, where Thaddeus Atta has had his election seemingly overturned. Do you still believe that there is that momentum amongst Nigerians for Labour Party, or is the momentum dying? Is there still many people who are passionately supporting Labour Party across the country? Will Thaddeus, likely still have his victory secured? Will Imo State be likely going, to the Labour Party?
You know one good thing about Labour Party? Sometimes when we are together, we normally joke among ourselves that we have seen the momentum at that point, that February, March era, that probably Nigeria would have been safer now. But we have presidential candidates that like to be methodology with everything that we do. Like to take this and keep and said no, please don't go out of the street, just fight. So we know we want this election, but let us take it from the sheriff. And that has also endeared in many Nigerians, both in diaspora at home. They know that his interest in power does not need the blood of any Nigerian. We are not going to let the youth go into the street and let some people, we still remember what happened in Lekki. So we try to avoid all those things that happened there. And that does not in any way rule out. Most Nigerians, most people are really not happy. They had wanted more. The leadership means know when to control and when not. And they have not changed their mind about who to support or the party they want to support. Everything is that. Rather, the candor with which our leaders have followed all this, getting him into so many other people. Remember in those days they said that Labour Party is a party of 4 persons staying one room to vote. But during the election, they saw how we got over 8 million votes. After they have done all their deductions, they gave us 6.1. Fair enough. We agree. And that is why we are trying to get through. I'm sure you are disappointed with the outcome of the tribunal and the way they did. Now talking about the off-season election, we are very much ready for the off-season election. 2 days ago, we completed our agent filing of our agent name in all the 3 states that we are going to participate. That is Imo State, Kogi, and Bayelsa State. We've done everything we can. Yesterday, some of the candidates were around for a private meeting with our leaders. And what we got from them is that they are very ready to get this thing done. Our presidential candidate was in the States. These 3 states, the flag of campaign, and we witnessed tremendous people that came out to welcome him and to give him the confidence that he is the obedient family friend. I'm not sure there's any other presidential candidate, both the sitting leader of the APC and the PDP that have gone to any of those states. They are not whether they delegate their deputies. But we have, it's not about the individual. It's more about capacity, more about capability. Are you able to do this? So we have a leader that is up and doing 24 hours on the spot.
All right,
we,
Mr.
the
Ifoh.
younger ones, grasping to meet up with his friends.
All right. We, of course, would have to wrap up here. We look forward to speaking with you again as things unfold with regards to the Chicago State University, the Supreme Court ruling, and of course, issues concerning politics in Nigeria and Labour Party. We would like to have you on the program again. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you. That's my pleasure.